over 8 million square feet in the pipeline right now and about 11,000 units in the pipeline.
Whoa.
Most of that's condo. Some of that is starting to look like it will become rental, and we're spread across the city.
Absolutely true. Speaking of filling boxes, our guest is planning or hoping to make a lot of new boxes in the skies of this city. But even more important than the amount of boxes he plans to fill, he's trying to make them less expensive for everybody.
The novelty.
He's got this this new initiative that he's championing. Yes. That I jumped on board. I hope it wasn't a mistake. We'll find out more about it now. I mean, there's not too much about it other than
there's an article about it I was reading.
Yeah, I mean, it's
in the news.
Pretty interesting, but very excited to have Mr. Matt Young from Republic Developments on the show. How are you, sir? Yeah.
Welcome. Hey. How are you? How's the mic?
The mic
sounds pretty good. It's just your built-in mic on your computer, on your laptop?
Just the built-in mic on the laptop.
Okay.
There we go. We'll make do.
We'll make it work.
We'll crank you up. Hopefully you can hear us talking over each other the entire time, which we make a habit of doing.
What we do best.
Nice
to meet you, Matt.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Why don't you give a little introduction just for everybody who's watching and listening?
Intro on me. I'm a builder, real estate developer in Toronto. Generally focused on high-rise projects. I've been doing it for 15 years. For about 11 of those years, working for other companies in the city, gaining experience. And then about 4 years ago, a little over 4 years ago, I started Republic off on my own. So we've got about 8,000 plus units in the pipeline right now. Actually, sorry, I'm mistaking that. Over 8 million square feet in the pipeline right now and about 11,000 units in the pipeline. Most of that's condo. Some of that is starting to look like it will become rental, and we're spread across the city. So we like transit-oriented neighborhoods, and we've got a number of things downtown, but also things in Scarborough and North York and other parts of the city.
Awesome. And you've got a new initiative too that has made some headlines.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot of press in the last couple of days.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I mean, you guys are probably seeing this too, and I know you talk to a lot of different guests here and in your just general business lives, and I think we've all seen how quickly the real estate market slowed down, especially housing, which is odd because we're in an environment where we need a lot of housing. Every level of government has said that we need to be building more housing. We have a supply shortage. And so you've got a shortage of supply. We've got a number of home builders trying to bring more supply on stream. And what you don't have are the purchasers buying that. And, it's sort of raised a question for us. Why is that happening? And, as we dug into it more and talked to brokers and talked to the public and talked to other people in the industry, we started to realize that there's a simple problem. There's a lot of demand for product out there, but there's not a lot of product at a price point that meets that demand. And so what you have is a bit of a stalemate where buyers want to buy and they're looking for housing, but they can't afford it. They can't afford anything that's available today. And so that sort of led us down this path of looking at why things were so unaffordable. And what are the things that could be done to change that? What are the things that could make housing more affordable to build and therefore would give builders the ability to sell it at a price point that buyers could afford? And so having gone down that whole road, we realized one thing. It became super obvious very early on that taxes more than anything else have increased in the pro forma and in the cost of delivering housing. So when I started in the business, I started in 2009 coming out of the recession. And I dusted off a pro forma from way back when, and taxes on a project back then were roughly 12% of the cost of delivering the home. And at the time, the housing prices were cheaper. So the net cost per unit was about $36,000. Today, the net cost per unit is $240,000. And that's for an average condo in Toronto. Nothing special, something completely average. About $240,000 per unit in pure tax.
That's more than like the units used to cost back then. Right?
Absolutely. It's more than the units cost. it's more than double the profit that the builder and their partnership group makes.
Sure.
And so it begs the question, like, where is the greed happening today? Is the
Where's
greed
it going?
and well, where is it going is another question, but ultimately, like, are all these fees necessary for governments? And I think the answer is clearly no, because if you were able to make it work at 12% and $36,000 a door 15 years ago, inflation's been bad, but it's not been that bad. And so that sort of ultimately led to this initiative where we said, you know, we're kind of sick and tired of builders getting a bad rap for and looking like a scapegoat when it's really not the case. I've been in the business for 15 years and the margins haven't increased 1 inch in 15 years. In fact, they've gotten smaller over that period of time. And so the focus here was we wanted to send a message to the public that there's a lot of builders who really do care about affordability and really do care about trying to build products that people can afford, that's attainable for people, and trying to build a more a more attainable city, let's say. And so I gathered a group of friends. I started calling them and kind of making the pitch to them on why this would be a good thing, that we should, if we can get any relief from governments to lower taxes, we should pass those savings back dollar for dollar, plus any interest savings that might be saved there. So the idea is we could then bring pricing down commensurate with the removal of costs in a project. So that kind of led us down this road, and all of a sudden we had now almost 30 builders signed on to the pledge, and many more signing on every day, and a lot of attention from the public, and more importantly, a lot of attention from government, who have reached out and said, okay, we need to have a conversation. So it's good news.
Like, comment, and subscribe if you got anything from one of these clips. And if you want to see some more, press something on the screen here. Boom.
That was good.
That was good. I like that. That was good.